So, Queen Bee, Beyoncé, had a record-breaking night at the Grammys on Sunday. And some folks at Fox News apparently are not happy about it. Sir, are you aware that you have to be in the music industry to be a Grammy voter? Mm-hmm. So the cat sitter cannot just vote. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Listen, man, you know, you can't do that. She earned it. The thing you have, you know, you wanna hold on to country music like white people didn't also buy her country album? Come on, man.
Actually, Whoopi, I'm going to stand up for myself.
Fox News and The View have been embroiled in a bitter feud for years, but this time, it's personal. Fox News dissed Beyoncé's historic Grammy win, claiming she doesn't deserve it. But WHOOPi Goldberg and The View have had enough. Whoopi's calling out Fox News, but they're not backing down. The question on everyone's mind, who will have the last laugh?
This is an Arroyo Grande commentary. I have to respond to WHOOPi Goldberg, who played a clip of me the other day from Fox. I was talking about Beyoncé winning Best Country Album of the Year. Well, Whoopi apparently didn't like what I had to say.
Take a look.
Dolly Parton has 10 Grammys. Frank Sinatra had 11 Grammys. Beyoncé has 35. How is that possibly commensurate with that talent? I mean, come on.
It was a night like any other on Fox News' The Ingram Angle until conservative author Raymond Arroyo unleashed a firestorm. His target? The one and only Beyoncé with her record-shattering 35 Grammy wins. From the moment he appeared on the show, Arroyo came in hot, practically fuming over what he seemed to think was a grave injustice. His argument? Well, let's just say he was not thrilled about the Grammy count. With Laura Ingraham as his catalyst, Raymond launched a scathing attack on the Grammy Awards, leaving viewers gasping in shock. To him, this wasn't just an interesting fact. It was proof that something wasn't right. It was almost as if he believed Beyoncé's talent didn't justify that many awards, and he wasn't afraid to say it. Raymond's rant was full of bitterness as he mocked the idea that Queen Bey's talent deserved so many awards. He scoffed, suggesting that since anyone could vote, the results were completely meaningless.
And what people don't know about the Grammys is everybody votes in every genre. You can vote in up to 20 genres. So basically, Lady Gaga's Cat Sitter votes for Best Reggae and Best Country Album. So that's why you get this ridiculous outcome that has nothing to do with the country audience or the country musicians.
But then, Raymond crossed the line. Arroyo went on to claim that since just about anyone can vote in any genre at the Grammys, he painted a picture of absolute randomness, even suggesting that, get this, Lady Gaga's Cat Sitter could waltz in and cast a vote, further delegitimizing the Grammy process. The audacity. Now, whether or not there's any truth to his claims, one thing is certain. His rant sparked a wave of reactions. If what he's saying is true, do the Grammys still carry the same prestige, or has the voting process lost its credibility? Or was this just another hot take meant to stir controversy and grab attention? But here's where things really heated up. Once his comments hit the airwaves, The View hosts wasted no time firing back. And when I say they weren't having it, I mean they were absolutely livid.
People voted for it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Same with the Oscars. Sit down.
Whoopi wasn't just mad, she was on a mission. The rest of the panel locked and loaded. It was as if Raymond had just spewed one too many outrageous takes. And this was the last straw. Whoopi made it very clear that you have to be in the music industry to be a Grammy voter. Meaning, Lady Gaga's Cat Sitter, or any other random person Raymond imagined, couldn't just stroll in and cast a vote.
Are you aware that when the Grammys began in 1959, there were only 28 categories. Now there are 94. And the year that Frank Sinatra got 6 nominations, despite having 2 #1 albums, he only won 1 Grammy that night for his album cover. Not even for his singing, for the album cover.
And just when you thought she might ease up, nope. She kept going. But you want to know when the real bombshell came? Well, it's Raymond Arroyo's response to Whoopi, and he didn't hold back. He straight up told Whoopi to sit down.
Is not the first black singer to break into country, but she did not win over Nashville, unlike Shabuzi and the other artists you just mentioned. She herself said back in March it wasn't a country album, except at the Grammys and in Whoopi Goldberg's mind, I guess. So she can sit down. I'm standing.
He came prepared. with more to say and trust he didn't come empty-handed. Apparently, Whoopi's words hit a nerve because Raymond went off on Fox News, unloading everything he had on her. First, he doubled down on his claim that the Grammys are rigged. To him, it's nothing more than a popularity contest, a show where votes don't reflect real talent. And then, he threw in the ultimate shade, saying the Grammys will never be like the Oscars. Ouch.
Actually, Whoopi, I'm not going to sit down. And it's nothing like the Oscars, which you damn well know. So it's rigged. It's a popularity contest.
Raymond Arroyo was far from done. He had more to unleash on Whoopi and the View crew, and his sights were set on Whoopi. With a fierce determination, Raymond began to school Whoopi on the differences between the Grammys and the Oscars. He hammered home his point that the Grammys are rigged, and he had the facts to back it up.
Only cinematographers can nominate cinematographers at the Oscars. Only actors nominate actors. But at the Grammys, you can offer nominations in up to 3 genres. And then it goes to a star chamber. They never talk about this. And they choose the final nominees. So it's rigged. Then everybody votes across genres. For instance, if you have enough pop friends and you're a big enough star, they can throw you a victory in almost any category you choose. It's a popularity contest, which is why Beyoncé could win Best Polka Album and sweep the category.
But here's the twist. Raymond emphasized that his argument had nothing to do with race. In fact, he cited examples of black artists who have won awards for country music. His beef was with Beyoncé's country music album, which he claimed wasn't really country at all.
And this isn't a race issue at all. Country legend Charlie Pride, whom I saw, was the first black artist to win a Best Country Solo Grammy. He eventually took home 3 Grammys. 3. Darius Rucker also won Country Grammy for Wagon Wheel. But here's where those gentlemen are different from Beyoncé, and this is my point. They both won Country Music Association awards as well. Bey wasn't even nominated. It's not that country music wouldn't accept a black artist. It's they didn't like Beyoncé's album.
And then, Raymond dropped some bombshells. He revealed that Beyoncé had released a disclaimer saying her album wasn't country, and that it had fallen out of the top 200 on the Billboard charts just 28 weeks after its release. But the juiciest part? Raymond explained that his joke about Lady Gaga's cat sitter voting at the Grammys wasn't so far-fetched after all. If Lady Gaga recommended her cat sitter, she could indeed vote.
Even Beyoncé herself last year said of Cowboy Carter when it came out, this ain't a country album, it's a Beyoncé album. So did she really earn Best Country Album of the Year at the Grammys, Whoopi? The album fell out of the Billboard 200 in just 28 weeks after release. Morgan Wallen and Zach Bryan, they're still in that category with older releases. Watching the cat as she recorded something, and Gaga recommended her as a Grammy voter, she could, in theory, and I'm not saying she did, it's a joke, Whoopi, but she could be a voting member of the Music Academy.
With his points made, Raymond ended with a flourish. It is now, and only now, I'm gonna sit down. Now, the real question, was Raymond just being extra with his clapback, or did he actually make a solid point? It was bold, maybe too bold, but hey, Whoopi came for him first, so in a way, it's a fair game. Now Raymond has been saying a lot, and we're getting to it soon. It's totally crazy. Well, this whole thing's turned into a nationwide debate. On one side, you've got people like Raymond fuming over the numbers. On the other, you've got Whoopi, locked in and firing back. And let's be real, this wasn't just a discussion. This was a full-blown showdown. Oh, the internet has been on fire. The debate? Absolutely ruthless. Fans are divided, and the discourse? It's practically unstoppable. But if there's one thing we all know by now, it's that Beyoncé's fans doesn't play when it comes to their queen. And apparently, Beyoncé is all they've got. Okay, just kidding. Then came this tweet. Beyoncé won the Grammy for Best Country Album, even she knows it's rigged. Oof, that was a bold take. But Beyoncé's fans, they did not let that slide. Not for a second. And oh, this definitely didn't end with Whoopi. Nope, because one by one, the rest of the View panel jumped in, and let's just say, Raymond never stood a chance. First up, Sarah Haynes. And she did not hold back. She shut down Raymond's argument real quick, calling Beyoncé's country music exemplary and making it crystal clear just how ignorant he was about who actually gets to vote for the Grammys.
Well, and also Ken Burns did an amazing documentary on kind of the history of country, and musician John McEwen said, quote, "It was music of the country. It was a combination of the Irish, the recently freed slaves, bringing the banjo into the world, the Spanish effects of the vaqueros down in Texas, the Germans bringing over the oompa of polka music, all converging. Country music was made by everyone for everyone, and it was of the people."
Yes.
So it's very ignorant, and it screams of that, aside from the fact he doesn't realize Lady Gaga's cat sitter doesn't vote, that like this was never a thing.
But then, Alyssa Griffin took the mic, and let me tell you, she came ready, not to fight, but to praise. According to Alyssa, Beyoncé's success didn't just happen overnight. This is a woman who has been grinding since the Destiny's Child days, building a legacy that's bigger than the debate itself.
Also, never mind, Beyoncé was already the most decorated artist at the Grammy since 2023. She's already won so many. This was just awesome because it was a new category. People didn't think she'd win it, and she finally won Album of the Year. And I would just note, as someone who's loved her since 1999 when she was in Destiny's Child, she has been an icon for 25 years. She's put out 13 albums. Like, this isn't somebody who it's like she's just getting praise for this one album in this one moment. She's been like a generation for us.
And just when you thought it was done, enter Sunny Hostin. And if you know Sunny, you know her words cut sharper than a sword. If Whoopi came with fire, Sunny came with a flamethrower. She started off with a classic Sunny diss, making it very clear that whoever went on Fox News with that take, embarrassing. Then she erupted. Raymond was clearly pressed about Beyoncé winning Album of the Year in the country music category, but to Sunny, there was nothing surprising about it. Beyoncé has deep Southern roots. She grew up in Houston, Texas, surrounded by country music. It's literally in her blood.
It seems to me, though, that the reason that Fox News or whoever that was is upset is because she won Best Country Album and she won Album of the Year with country music. And, you know, I understand that there were other influences in terms of country music, and so country music is very much black music. It is very much American music. And so the fact that she is from Houston, Texas, and grew up on country music makes it all the more appropriate for her to be a country music singer.
So now, let's be real. Was The View right to defend Beyoncé, or was Raymond Arroyo actually making a valid point? Was this about deserving the award, or was it about something bigger? Drop your thoughts, because this debate is far from over. And is the Grammys really just a popularity contest? Or is this just another case of someone being bitter when their fave doesn't win? Oh, and the drama doesn't stop there. Because you know this isn't the first time Fox News and The View have been on opposite ends of the battlefield. These two have been clashing for years, and when they throw down, it's never just a simple disagreement. It's war. Take the infamous showdown between WHOOPi Goldberg and Judge Jeanine Pirro. Oh, this one, it was wild. You see, Judge Jeanine, a staunch Fox News commentator, appeared on The View and did not hold back. She straight up told Whoopi that she had Trump derangement syndrome, and that's when all hell broke loose. Whoopi, she was not having it. Not one bit. She unleashed on Jeanine, calling her every name in the book. It's like she flipped a switch and the gloves came off. And here's the crazy part. According to Jeanine, Whoopi went even further. She told her to exit the building immediately. Imagine that. A public showdown with the cameras rolling, but all of it happening backstage.
You said,
Tempers reached a boiling point backstage at The View between Whoopi Goldberg and TV judge Jeanine Pirro.
She started cursing at me.
She stopped and put her finger in my face and yelled, "I've done more for victims than you ever will." Then I said to her some few choice words I cannot repeat.
You. And I said, Whoopi, did you just say you? I mean, she was right here. And then she said, get the out of this building.
It was absolute chaos, tension at its peak. But let's be real, The View and Fox News will never see eye to eye. Their views are always going to be at opposite ends of the spectrum, and you can bet this clash won't be the last. Ah yes, who can forget that infamous moment when Tomi Lahren became the latest target in the ongoing Fox News versus The View saga. This time, the dragging wasn't just a light jab, it was a full-on clash that left everyone talking. Tomi, known for her unapologetic conservative viewpoints, stepped into the View lion's den, and let's just say they didn't hold back. They took aim at her ancestry, calling her out in ways that had everyone cringing. It was like a full-on dissection of her personal identity.
The idea that immigrants come over here and they don't know anything and they're dragging us down, because we all come from immigrants, including you, Tommy Larry.
She talks about low skills. What exactly are her skills?
Her second great-grandmother had been here for 10 years, yet spoke no English. Oh my gosh. 1930 census says Tommy's 3 times great-grandmother had been here for 41 years and still spoke German. She didn't speak English either. She doesn't even know her own history. She certainly doesn't know this country's history.
But did Tommy just take it quietly? Oh no, Tommy fired back. And when I say she let The View have a piece of her mind, I mean she served them a plate of truth with extra heat. The back and forth between the View panel and Tommy turned into pure chaos. Each side throwing punches, making sharp comments, and it was impossible to look away.
Well, there is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
Okay.
And really what she did is prove that my family came here legally, but what she was hoping to do was try to call me a hypocrite for believing in merit-based immigration.
And honestly, after that, who knows what's coming next? Every episode feels like it could explode into another scandalous showdown. Fox News and The View, they're just warming up, and with their fiery history, we know that the next battle could be just around the corner. The battle between The View and Fox News is still raging, and Raymond Arroyo isn't backing down. He's still telling Whoopi and the panel to sit down. But will The View clap back? Whose side are you on, The View's or Raymond's? Maybe they're overhyping Beyoncé, or maybe Raymond's got a point. Does Beyoncé really deserve that Grammy? Join the conversation. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that notification bell, like, and subscribe.